Welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the far eastern fells and we're doing 3 Wainwrights in the area. So it's Hallin Fell, Steel Knots, which is where I am now, and then Beda Fell. Right, let's check it out on the map. This walk starts at St. Peter's Church in Martindale, where there's free parking for around 30 cars. We work our way up the banking towards the 12-foot summit column, which gives excellent views over Ullswater. We're back to the church and head out to ascend Steel Knots. Once we reach the top, we start our descent and then take a gentle traverse all the way down to St. Martin's church, before ascending our 3rd Wainwright of the day, Beda Fell. This gives us great views of the area, and once complete, we head across the ridge with Hallin Fell in front of us. We descend again and return into the church. We're starting off from the car park at St. Peter's, and Wainwright described this as a motorist's fell, and he could not be more right. Have a look at that. There's parking for about 30 cars, and currently I think there's about 40 cars trying to park. Alison's with me today.
Hi.
We're taking a few photos as we go around. So this one really is an up and down. We'll get a great view of Ullswater at the top and a view over the fells. Yeah, I mean, you are straight into this one. There's no warm up, it's straight up. So a few paths about the place, as you can see. Just take a look back, and you can see here behind me, this is where we're going a little bit later on. That's Steel Knots, and then a little further over to the side here, Beda Fell. This will be by far the busiest of the fells we do today, because it's within easy parking at the church, and the rise up is about 160 metres, so pretty easy to do. Wainwright says it'll be a place that people will go to have their sandwiches from the top. Not us though.
Sausage rolls.
Sausage rolls, but later on. Gone up about 100 metres, do you reckon?
Steep.
Steep.
Yeah.
It is pretty steep.
A wake-up call.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, you can do this first or last, because I'll say it's right into the car park, but I thought I'd pop up, and last time I was up here, I saw the red arrows fly over Ullswater on the way up to the Great North Run, so that was a brilliant sight to see, bit of a treat. And on this one, they often use this run for the low flying for the RAF, so good chance of seeing planes if you come over here. As you're coming up, within about 10 minutes, you get that view there, so it's pretty rewarding straight away. Definitely worth the trip up, even if you're just doing this one. As you can see, the terrain is pretty grassy on the way up, so it's a fairly easy to do fell. No sharp angles or things to fall off on this one. When we get near the top, it does split off. If you're wondering where to go, the actual summit has a 12-foot column on it, so pretty easy to see. But we get to this split point,
I can't see it.
and we are up here. You can't see it. Where is it?
I don't know, is that?
That's our drop back, and a few more metres and we're there. You can just see the column appearing, and there it is in the distance.
Oh, now I can see it.
Do you know where you're going now? Yeah, but there are a few things on here that look like the top, but yeah, the marked column is it. Great view down to Ullswater, we'll see that again in a sec. As we get to the top, you get great views over Ullswater, see the fells on the other side. Well, it could not be any clearer. That's the top. Hey! Just sailing in the wind, that crow. Enjoying that. Hello. There's Alison, beat me. But what a view out for the sandwiches. Wow. That's the length of Ullswater. So I'll just get that in. Absolutely brilliant. And then off it goes north towards Scotland. Wow. So we just work our way off. The summit's just over here. And we'll just get a couple little views. It's very windy today. It is due to be higher winds later on, but we're keeping low. So we're essentially keeping under 600 metres today. And that means that we're not exposed to like super high winds. But it's definitely windy.
A bit windy up here.
Hey. Wow. So you can see in that one, just across Ullswater, we can see Gowbarrow. Got a video on that should you wish to see it. So great look over those fells, and you can just see the autumn colours turning.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. In the distance we're towards Helvellyn and just a cloud touching it there. We should stay under that all day. That's our stunning view as we walk back down. Absolutely brilliant. So as we're going down, you can see what we're doing all day really, because this is steel knots on this side. So going up and down and then coming back round. It's a straight walk down to the church, but it is important to stick as far as you can on the path, because you can see there's sort of a broad bit of erosion starting to happen on here. We're doing this today because it's quite a short one and it's autumn, so daylight's a little bit limited. And this is just over 5 miles. The cloud base is going to be around 600 metres, so we'll be able to stay under it all day. But that is definitely worth checking out on mountain forecast to see what the conditions are like on the top. And I know the next 2 days it's going to get up in the winds. I mean, it's about 40 at the top there now, but it's going to go to around 60 miles an hour. So this is probably the best day of the week to get out. But yeah, definitely worth checking that out on mountain weather forecast before you come, so you know what to expect. Back down to the car park already in the church. And Alison was saying we could have left our bags actually in the car to do that, because it's, how long do you reckon? Half an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, half an hour.
Nice view.
Yeah, so maybe just take a bottle of water up if you want. All right, we'll get out with the 2 Wainwrights. So we're going around the back of the church and on to Steel Knots. So around the back of a busy, there's a lot of dogs in the car park right now. So we're going to head around the back of the church and we're straight up here. This will take us on to Steel Knots. So there'll be a bit of a steeper up, but we'll soon be in a quieter area. We're coming down, there's a couple of routes on. We can go this way and then onto the crags there, or this way. So we're going to go this way.
Oh, you're leaving me.
So right, we get down a little bit. You can walk on the end and come up here from Howtown. But I'll say we're going for the church, so this is a quite clear path. You can see it in front of us, snaking its way up. So it's a bit steep to start off with. Time to take a couple of breathers on the way up, and then we're on to the tops. All right? Yeah. Seen this?
Oh yeah?
So you get cracking views down Ullswater, which now looks pretty calm, to be honest. Don't know what that wind was all about. Feels gentle as anything down here. You reckon?
It's feeling us.
It's feeling you. The wind,
Yeah.
maybe.
Behind that.
The wind's behind that. Yeah. Okay. We go up with Hallin Fell directly behind us, so you can see it back there. And it's a bit of a steeper up, this one. Some rocks, a little bit muddy, but it's definitely one for good pair of boots. Hallin Fell, there's plenty of people going up with that in trainers, but I wouldn't advise it on these two. Very autumnal scene looking out. All the bracken has faded back and sucked its nutrients back into the roots. That'll pop up next year. There is some steepness to this, so you can just see perhaps the zigzag nature of the path behind me. It's almost steep enough to put your hands down, but not quite. Wow, anyway, it's only relatively short, this. Less than 100 metres of this, and then it'll flatten out a bit. As we come up, here's our viewing point. Ah, lovely.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So the view of Ullswater opens up. Absolutely brilliant. Wind's back. Yeah, from here it's going to be a continuation, so it does level off. You can see it's not as steep, that bit, and then you work our way onto steel knots. So continue our way up. Again, a little bit muddy on the stones, but it's a very doable path. It's just this kind of thing going down. What do you reckon? Steep, yeah, it is quite steep. If you can't get in the main car park at the church, by the way, a bit further down, there's room for about 10 more cars. You do get that view as you're coming up, so it's definitely worth it for that. You can just see the boats going around the lake there. Wow. And suddenly we pop up and we're here. So it flattens out a lot now and just kind of bumps up across the tops. Hence the knots. Once we're on the tops, we get a much more undulating surface and cracking views out. So that's a look to Ullswater. Absolutely brilliant. So you can see that it's not as steep on this top bit once you get up. And we've got both parts of Ullswater there with Hallin Fell in the middle. The way we've come up, it's Berkey Knot. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. So that's a fairly quick way. The steep up is about 100 metres, so it's not it's not unmanageable. Definitely worth a couple of stops there because it is notable. But once you're on the top here, it gets a lot easier, and we're on to a run just across the top, and we can enjoy those views all the way around. So the summit is just towards that end. Woo! No, it's over there. You can see the little craggy outcrop. Big hill. Yeah. This is Load Pot Hill at the side. So I'll walk forward on this nice easy trail, and the summit is just up here. Here's our little run up, and we'll get to the top. Really good views out all the way. You can just see over to the other side of Ullswater, and then ahead we're looking towards some of the eastern fells over towards this way. Eventually we arrive at this, and it's like storming the tower to get to the last bit. So you just got to work up, and then there's a rocky outcrop on the top. There we go, little climb to finish, and we're up. Wow. Working our way down, and we'll turn at the wall. This is the nab just in front of us here, so that's another Wainwright in the area. So working straight towards the nab, and then we're down there. The wind's dropped down again now, which I'm quite glad about because it wasn't supposed to be as high as 40 today, but it definitely was earlier. Look at it, yeah. I know. It's very green in the valley and orange on the fell sides. Fantastic.
Majestic.
Majestic, yes. Cracking views as we're going forward. And we'll hit the wall just down here and then we'll take a turn. We're working our way down into the valley and then we're just up the other side. There's a little wall just ahead of us and we'll take it down. Oh, we did. That one. We're going down. So we wait till we get to the wall and then you'll see this sort of triangle where people are going different directions and we're heading our way down. You'll find this section's a lot quieter than the early part because it's not exactly a picnic walk, this one. So it's not far though. We're going to complete this in around 5 hours. For the day we're doing this as a shorter one. So when it's got shorter light hours in the autumn as we are now, this is a really good one to do. The down is a little bit steep on this bit, but we're going to catch the path down here and then track along. If you wanted to take it really easy, you can go a little bit further along and you can join that path on a flatter section to go across here. But for us, we're just going to chase this down because it's only 30 metres. Alison's just saying this is a bit dodgy, this down, but you can cling on the wall as you go down and that helps. So you can track across the fell a little bit further and join the gradient to this path, which I'll show you now. So that's the one we're getting on. That's the other part of the path. And it just joins up there. But we can nip down here through the rocks and get to it. Up to you really. If you're new to the channel, just to let you know that I've put all the maps in the description so you can download those. I make them on OS maps. So if you get the app, you can download them from the link that's in the description. And they're always there for you. Right, so a little bit down. That's the one. Just tracking down. Can you see like a nice path going up? Yeah. You could have gone up there. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so you can see now this other part of the path. We've just come from up here, so not too far. A nice little path to track along the fell side, and then we're down to near the farm. If you're doing this more in the summer, then this will be a ferny track for you. But at the moment, because these are brown, it's just an easy walk in the bracken for us. But you can see the path's pretty much a gentle track heading down the hillside. This is Ullswater, you can just see in front of us. And that is Garbarrow. That's a lovely little walk. It's got a waterfall on it as well at the bottom. So I'll put that one in the description for you. I did a video on it probably about a year ago. As we go down here, Hallin Fell is just appearing at the top. You can see what we're doing. So we're heading down and then to the farm. The wind is back on this side. You see the bracken moving. And as we're going forward, it's worth saying that even though it's been wet recently, the path is pretty dry in the most parts. So a little bit more watery down here as we get to the lower slopes. Hey, hello sheepy. There's a lamb out on the fells. Yeah, it's a tiny one. Where's your mummy? I don't know. They're usually in twos, aren't they, as well? Must have gone off. Must have gone rogue.
Oh, look how cute that one.
Yeah, little cutie. We're nearly down to the farm, and this drop down has been quite gentle all the way. Dead easy track to get on really. It's just that little bit at the top, which is slightly iffy. Watch your feet when you're walking. Now, as well as the 3 Wainwright walk, this is a 2 church walk. So we're just coming to the second one now. I'll show you when we get there. You can actually also park at the church if you've really struggled to get at the other church. There we are then, down to St. Martin's. Let's have a look at that. So in this area, I was speaking to someone on Hallin Fell who'd seen the red deer. It's a red deer conservation area. So it's the Martindale deer forest. If we're lucky, we might see some. And we did see some. I think we've seen a couple of deer around lakes, haven't we?
Yeah, deers, yeah.
Yeah, so...
The red though.
Right, there we go. Let's pop in. A few gravestones around and a few sheep. Please close this door to keep out the birds. Oh wow. Now that is what I call a basic church. And it's lovely. Excellent oak beams. And what is this? Oh, it's got a lock on it. Wow, it's a cute one, isn't it? Wow, so, here we go. So if it is a rainy day, 6th century there. We're leaving the church behind. We're on the road for a little bit until we get over the bridge, and then we're working our way onto the fells again. Nice little picturesque farm. We're just coming over the bridge, and this is Howes Grain Beck, which is coming down. Look at that. Picturesque view.
For Insta.
Perfect for Insta. It is actually a fantastic view, that. So, silvery beck as it works its way down. So on this one, we're going to go past the farm buildings, then you'll see a track up on the right, and that'll take us onto the fells. Right in. Yeah, these are some old collapsed barns. Gone into disrepair.
The roof is coming the other side.
Oh, what's come in?
The whole roof.
The roof. Oh. Yeah, that's gone a bit. We're down past those, and then we're just taking a little track. But these have all tumbled down, haven't they? Yeah. I'll bet at some point these are all Airbnbs again. Sun's coming out again. We're not long on this road section, then we reach the end of the wall and we're taking the little track up here. Just see the sun streaming down the valley, and we are taking this little innocuous path at the side. You'll be able to see this as we go up because you sort of make it out and the way it goes up the fell. The rise here is about 300 metres, so a gentle track to start off with, then we go up a bit steeper. As we're going up here, to show what we've done so far. So we started off at Hallin Fell, right over there, gone down to the church, and then up onto this side. This is steel knots, and then come back down the track, and then worked our way across that gentle down. That's the church over there, then just up here. And now, we're going up there. This is the steep a bit for around 50 metres. We're just working our way up. So this is quite steep, this bit. We're just going to see how our heart rate's doing. I'm at 149. And Alison's 149. Sort of rounding off for the turn. And then we're up again.
Oh.
Woo. But at this point, a little peep at Ullswater, just in the distance. Right, the wind's back. You get that view down to Ullswater below me there. Wow. Just continuing our way up. And it's like leveling off a little bit, but I can definitely see it getting steeper there towards the top. We're 100 metres off the top of this stage, so very nearly there. So I'm a little bit gentle, and then the final assault. The wind's coming this direction, so when we were sort of in the valley there before, we were protected. But yeah, it's back with a bit of ferocity. Woo! Not going to stop us though. I've just tightened my hat up. It's going to get blown off. Hey. There you go, bit of clamber. And then we're up. Whoop. Oh. If it is windy like this, then obviously be careful of the edges. That is strong. But we're out the wind for a little bit. Wow. Just another 20 metres, we're at the top. Great views back. Wow. Once we reach the flat bit, we are nearly there. There you go, you can just see the summit cairn in the distance. Oh yeah, you can probably hear it. There's a, I think it's a helicopter, is it? Yeah, helicopter. Sounds like a rotor, that, doesn't it? There we go. Not seeing any planes today, which is a little bit unusual for the lakes. Let's go in the direction of Helvellyn over there. So let's hope it's not mountain rescue and everyone's all right. You never know in this wind. For us, there's nothing to fall off because it's just all roundy. So we're just at the top there, and that's us. Lovely, lovely stuff. Goes without saying, but I know people come to the lakes and like that's definitely there. Maybe a week in the lakes, but just be aware of the weather conditions, and if something you'd planned might be too dangerous, just do something else, because these mountains aren't going anywhere. They were here a long time before us, they'll be a long time after, so just pick and choose. But this one is nearly in our bag. It's a new one for you, isn't it?
There's 3 new ones today.
3 new ones for you. The Alison's rarely seen in the Far Eastern Fells. Conditions are slightly muddy up here, but my boots are totally fine really, that's what you're going to get. So it's a pretty decent one. I say it's mid-autumn at the moment, so it's pretty good going to be dryish. What?
Seriously?
Yeah, I just told Alison that that's just a marker cairn, not the summit. It's only a little bit further on than that though.
Oh.
You knew there. Oh. Who'd have thought 3 low Wainwrights would be this tricky? But yeah, 3's enough on this one. And I'd say, if light is an issue, because you're picking an autumn weekend or a spring weekend, then this is a good one. The clocks actually go back tonight, so that's going to be, yeah, so that's going to be even less light going forward. What does that mean? We get more time in bed or less?
No,
more time in bed?
Yeah.
View of Ullswater. That's following us all the way around this walk. Now then, it's a bit squelchy on top. There's a few ways to go up this actually. You can take the path at the side there as well. So I think that's the way we'll go down this. We've looped around this just for fun, and we'll just head to the top. Wow, really commanding views from here. It's really in the middle of a set of fells. There we are, lovely. Our third one of the day. Look. Now, what I remember from last time we did this is that little house down there with the red roof.
House? Oh
Wow, so that is the view round. Absolutely crazy. But it's super windy now, so we're going to come off here. So from there, we're going to work our way off, come slightly to the side of the summit. So if you enjoyed the video, helps me if you click on a like or put comments in or click on subscribe. And if you do that, I'll see you on the next one. We're going to work our way down now and get to the pub, so I'll see you in there. Looks like a little shelter over there, doesn't it?
yeah? Oh yeah.
Little tiny shelter in the distance. The British have been here.
That's like.
There you go. Hey. Right, one of you out. So we're going to head down now, back to the church. Right. Oh, you're there. Right, that was just a little walk out. We're just going to the summit and then heading over the tops. Yeah, so we're back across the marker at Hallin Crag and down here. This is the path we came up on, but this time we're going to continue straight across the fells. When we're coming back, we go over the same ground a little bit and then carry on straight across new territory until we get down to the end of the fells. So we're heading completely that way. This is Hallin Fell, just right in front of us. Just looming in the very distance, you just see Blencathra. And that has sharp edge on it, but there's absolutely no way I'd be going in this wind because this is hectic. So we'll get down a little bit further, we're dropping out the wind, and then we'll get back to the village. So you can see we're going to lose some height now as we work our way down. You alright?
I'm okay, yeah.
This is the section we climbed up earlier on. So I'll get back down this, and then where we would have turned to the road, we're carrying straight on. But yeah, if you just imagine you're walking straight towards Hallin Fell all the time, then that'll get you there. Because that is it, just in the distance. There we go. Drop out this wind. This is our only little clambery bit. As we're coming along here, we get to Houstead Brow, and then we'll take a little bit of a down once we've completed it. But it's the most notable thing on this end. So there we go. You can just see it in front of us. Again, from here, we'll be able to get great views down because it's the peak before our last descent of the day. So just get on, give this a little tap on the way back. Wow. Great views. Do you want to claim it? There's our farm from before, and the church is just down in the valley. Wow. Another flag in case you forgot where you were. Oh, a few ravens going over. Right, there we go. So just a little bit of a fun rocky outcrop really. There's a little bit of hands. If you're doing this any further into the sort of autumn or winter, I would say gloves, because you do put your hands down a few times when you're doing this. There's just a couple of small scrambles as you go around. Nothing massive, but you know, save you getting your fingers cold. Alison's wearing knee supports on this one and has mittens. So we should get a good view around here. Yes. So we're below Hallin Fell at the moment, and we're dropping down a bit further. The church is just over here. Oh, this is it. I remember being up here a few years ago, and it was a really warm day, and I just had a lie down there for a while. Woo. That's it. What? Yeah. Spot that I pointed out there, where the grass is. I had to lay down there because I came up to the fells post-COVID and had some stuff going on. A mate of mine died of a brain tumour, and my son was just going to university as well that week, so I just went in, had to lay down there for a while, and thought I'm going to walk the hills for a bit, and that's turned into this. And knock.
I've got a red nose.
Yeah.
When are we doing a pumpkin?
When are we doing a pumpkin? Yeah, it's Halloween coming up, isn't it? We'll go pumpkin picking if you want.
Yeah, I do a pumpkin competition.
And do a pumpkin competition, because you're not competitive, I saw it. Look at the way the sun's catching that across there. For our forthcoming wedding, we were talking about what we're going to have, and we decided there's no point in having a massive cake, so we decided to do a bake-off competition. So people that come into that can bring one of those, and that'll be a little bit of fun. This walk over to finish is pretty straightforward, and I say you can see what you're doing all the time. We'll get to the bench in a minute, it's just there, and there's a crossroads at this point. We're just going to carry on straight. It's a ferny walk across the tops in the bronze of autumn. I've got new bronze trousers. There they are. Thought I'd treat myself to some new ones for autumn. And why not? If you want to check out any of our gear, then everything's in the description as usual. So that'll give you links through to Amazon sites if you want to get any of that stuff. But also things you can't see, like Alison's knee tape, which she's got underneath to support her knees. So if your knees are, feeling it after a few miles, then that's really helpful for Alison to have that. And equally, leg supports, they're also good to keep your knees out for a few more miles. But the sun is out, and we're working our way across our little finish point. One more little mini summit to do, then we're working our way down. Tell you what, a few birds enjoying this. Look at that. Oi. What's that? What is it? It's called the lodge.
A lodge.
Yeah, there we go. Get that one. And then we are just down and back. Wow. A little wall walk to finish, then we're down at the road.
Oh, my legs feel like jelly.
What do you think of the walk?
Yeah, it was good. Good views. Enjoyed it. Just easy enough, I think.
Yeah.
On the old legs.
Yeah, 3 is enough on this, because although it's not that far, you are going up and down and up and down. So there's a bit more sort of ascent and descent than you might realise. But they are 3 low ones, so if you've got a day when it's quite a low cloud base, you can usually sneak under with this one. So as we're coming level, you'll see the bridge to the side. We just take this little track off, the other one goes down there. And then we're over the correct side of the stream, and we can get to the church, which is just in the distance. What do you think of that? Not a cute bridge, isn't it? Think the fish? I'll be fishing it, all right.
Oh, there is one like that.
This is How Grainbeck, and it's going to work its way down to Ullswater, feed into that. This is our final up of the day, just a few metres to the church. It's a bit empty now, isn't it? Considering it's only 3:18. This took around 4 hours today for us, So quite a good one, you can fit in half a day around the lakes.